first day. I've had to wait to pick up my prescription, which I've now done. Been moored here, opposite the old hat factory here, which has been closed for I don't know how many years. I was talking to a local yesterday, and he's telling me it's up for sale next week by auction, by the council. And apparently the asking price for it is 1.3 million. Well, it's got to be the land price only, because it's got to be knocked down. It's deemed unsafe, and even when you get retrobates in there doing fires and everything inside the place, the fire brigade and the police won't go in because it's far too dangerous. They have to yell at them to get out from the doors. So yeah, 1.3 million, and it could be yours. Canal side property. The talk from years ago of developing it into flats, I think is well gone by the day. It is just tumbling down. If it's not pulled down soon, I think it will fall down. Bit of a shame. It's a bit of a history of the town of Atherstone here, but as we all know, things change. So here we go. I'm afraid this is going to be a voiceover all the way through this clip only, with none of the original background sound. I had the radio on and I forgot to turn it off when recording. I don't want to get any strikes for the old music. Anyway, a little bit of a gentle breeze here coming from the right hand side of the picture, but the hat building's in the way, so, or the old hat building I should say, is in the way, so it's keeping it rather nice along here, very still. I'm going to go and fill up with water before I go down the locks. And yes, I have 11 locks in front of me, so that will be the next thing to do. It is a shame to see this beautiful old building in such a state, but yeah, well, it happens, doesn't it? Hopefully, if it's taken down, they'll replace it with something that looks rather nice and grand and in keeping with the canal. I'm sorry that I'm in silhouette on this recording here. It's rather difficult to move the sun, and it's very difficult also to stand backwards and drive the boat. So you'll have to put up with me being in silhouette for this clip, I'm afraid. Still, that's probably better than seeing me anyway. I think what I will do is turn the camera around so you can see where I'm going, and we'll have the sun behind us, so we'll get a much better picture. Yep, let's do that. This bridge is Coles Hill Lane Bridge, and it's a great bridge. It takes you straight into the town of Atherstone to the right, and the post office is just up to the left. Well, I remembered to turn the radio off. I'm all filled up with water now, and look, it's my lucky day. I have a lock volunteer helping me down the locks. Wow, that was unexpected. But what a gorgeous day it is to come down these locks. It's days like this that make winter cruising absolutely fantastic. Well, that's the lock empty now, and as I say, I have that wonderful lock volunteer helping me through. So he's opening up the gates, and I will be on the way quite shortly down to, I think this is lock number 3. So I'm going to be moving on to lock number 4. I've already forgotten what lock I'm in. This could be lock 2. Oh well, we'll find out when we get to the next lock. So there's the gates open. Well, this is absolutely brilliant this morning, or this afternoon now I believe it is. Help from lock volunteers, first 3 locks. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant guys. Love them to death. Really, really helpful. So it's time to stop the boat now and do lock number 4. I've got to get my lockies in the view. I got the camera out for you.
Oh, that'll be it then, we'll be on BBC News.
I don't think I'll be on BBC.
Well, you never know.
Good morning. You join me today on the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal. I didn't get the camera out yesterday, it was quite windy. I wonder why I'm on the Birmingham Fazeley Canal heading towards Birmingham. A friend is going to do some work on my boat for me. I must apologise, I keep saying Curdworth locks in the next couple of clips. I do mean Curdworth locks. No idea why I keep wanting to call it Curdworth. There you go. I apologise, it is Curdworth locks. So I keep doing what I like doing, or love doing, and that is boating and bringing these videos to you. I'm at the moment just approaching Curdworth locks, so that's my next task. I have shown you up through Curdworth locks before. I'm sure there'll be a few points of interest I can bring to you again, or some new points of interest I haven't brought to you before. So let's get going. And I can see lock number 1. It's, well, a mile away still. Won't take too long to get there. I do have a couple of more boats to go by, so I will be slowing down shortly. But yeah, almost at my first lock. I've just gone past the moored boats, so tally ho, lock we go. I'm at Curdworth Lock, just about to see it there on the GoPro, so it looks in the distance. It's quite beautiful here. Lovely looking lake. Obviously you can fish it. Well, here we are. The lock is full, so I'm going to have to empty it, but the top gate's wide open. I'm not sure if you can see the lock there in the distance on this lens, but there's no activity at the next lock, so all I can assume is somebody's left the lock gate open, or it's swung open on its own. Whichever, I've got to close it and make a move. So here goes. Now it's time to lift the paddles so I can empty the lock and bring my boat in. You may notice here there's a single gate at the bottom as well as at the top here on these locks. I actually quite like this as a single-handed boater. It makes life a lot easier operating everything from one side. I do find this a little frustrating. When I approach the lock here, there's a boat moored on the lock landing. I've used a nappy pin and more against the armco. From back here, it's got to tell how much room is actually in front of this boat. I could have probably squeezed in, but that's not the point really, is it? Lock landing's a lock landing. Put some more up, pull your boat back 20 feet. Instead of being so lazy. Leave the lock landing clear for people operating the locks. Not necessary. This I find quite interesting. There's more bollards here. We're not at the lock landing yet. I wonder if there's somewhere more here to go somewhere. It says Kingsbury Water Park. Unfortunately the map's been graffitied over. Perhaps there's something around the corner to go to. Don't know. Besides the water park. Oh well. Well, I've just stopped here and actually topped my tank up. When I was at Atherstone, after about an hour, I decided I'd had enough and I wanted to get on down the locks. So I've just topped the tank up now. Well, here we have the Dog and Doublet, which is by Lock 9 on the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal, and the different circumstances. I might be tempted to stop to have a beer, because it is lunchtime. But, I gotta move. But I'll keep going. If you didn't know, this is the latest that farmers are growing these days. Yep, swans. I saw a field earlier. There must have been probably 100 then. Yeah, must be the new crop they're growing. Well, two things I'd like to say about this bridge. White's Bridge. It's not very white anymore. It may have been painted white in one day's time, but I think that white on there is mainly lichen. And is that racist? You can't have the Black Boy pub anymore. Can you have White Bridge? But 2 locks ago, I came under White Bridge. Well, I think this is a white elephant being constructed here across the other side of the motorway. Yes, that's the HS2 rail link. In my mind, that is one big white elephant. We'll see. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. That's hawthorn already coming out in leaf. And it's the 28th of January today. Wow. I forgot we had a short tunnel to go through coming this way. This is Curdworth tunnel coming up. Big old ash tree down there. This is a one-way tunnel, but I can see straight through and there's nothing coming. It does have a towpath. Just had to really slow down. It's hitting the bottom. We're basically a tick over going through the tunnel. So it's very short. clear of the tunnel and back up to cruising speed. I saw a kingfisher fly into this bush. I was hoping to catch it, perhaps fly out, but no luck. Well, I'm just at my first lock, which is lock number 3 at Minworth. I would pronounce that Catter's Bridge, possibly wrong. A little interesting feature here I want to show you. And that's this little arch at the side. I'm guessing it once it was part of something else. Perhaps it was full of stock planks or something, I'm not sure. You see the end wall here, and you can also see up here on the arch where it's been cut through with a grinder. It's actually been cut in half, look, you can actually see where it's been cut through. From here I make my way on into Birmingham, where I'm going to be moored up for a little while. A friend of mine is going to be doing some work on my boat for me, just to make it a little bit more ship shape and seaworthy, shall we say, ready for this season's cruising. So I'm not quite sure what videos I'm going to bring to you after this one. I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to be here for. If I find anything of interest walking around the network here, I will let you know. The Birmingham has 35 miles of canals, which is said to be more than Venice. I can't actually find any proof on this, but I'm guessing back in its heyday, when Birmingham had an awful lot more canals, it probably certainly had more than Venice. And if you actually take what's known as the BCN, the Birmingham Canal Navigation System, there is currently still over 100 miles of canals. So yes, that would definitely be more than Venice. Well, this is going to bring me to the end of this video. Not quite sure when I'll be able to get you the next video out. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to record yet. But you know I will be back, even if it's not next weekend. But I'm hoping to bring you something, even if it's not very much. Of course, I must thank all my Patreon and PayPal supporters. And if you feel that if I'm not bringing out the content for the next few weeks while I'm having work done on my boat, which I won't be able to film, I'm afraid, you know, I understand if you drop your support. But I really appreciate it all the same. But I definitely will be back. This is not the end of the channel, but I'm just not quite sure what will be over the next, perhaps, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. After that, I'll be back cruising again, full time, right through the summer. So that would be something to look forward to, won't it? If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. It really does help the channel. And don't forget to hit that old notification bell. That way YouTube will inform you every time I upload a new video. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. That really helps as well. Well, that just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.